Hi, good morning. My name is Tobi Jedrey. I'm coming to you live this morning from All That Matters down in beautiful Wakefield, Rhode Island. I feel very honored and privileged to be bringing yoga to you in your home at this time. So I hope you have what you need. Improvise. If you're on a rug, just be mindful. If you don't have blocks and the proper props, use a sturdy book, use a supportive pillow, rolled up blanket, anything that will do the job. We're here to just sort of breathe and let go and come back to our heart space this morning. So let's just sit nice and tall. If cross-legged doesn't work in your body, feel free to swing your legs over or sit with your feet out in front of you, whatever's comfortable in your body. And then just for a moment, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let this breath fall out of your mouth. And just come into this space a couple more times like that, releasing breaths in through your nose and out of your mouth. And one more time, deep breath in and exhale fully. Just bring a little movement into it with our arms. We're going to sweep the arms all the way up. Big breath, sky above. And on your exhale, hands to the earth. And then sweeping your hands forward. Maybe the backs of your hands together, pressing. And on your in-breath, rolling your fingers towards your heart space. And this is our lotus mudra. Thumbs, pinkies, the seam of your hand. And then all of your fingers spread out like a chalice under your chin, excuse me. And lotus represents, moving up from the darkness, from the unknown towards the light. And let this be sort of your mantra as you practice today and throughout your day, throughout these coming weeks. Let go of fear and just breathe into the moment. And so from here, take a deep breath. Inhale your arms all the way up. And on your exhale, hands down. And then inhale forward. It seems a little weird. Backs of your hands together. And then inhale, curling your fingers towards you and finding your lotus mudra. So in breath and out breath. In breath and out breath. One more time, all the way through, sweeping up sky and earth, and forward, and to your heart. And find peace within and pause. Lift the underside of your chin and just imagine that radiant glow from your lotus, warming you, warming your heart. And take another big breath. And this time start to connect with Ujjayi breath. So in and out of the nose. It might not go as deep in your belly. One more inhale. And then pressing your palms together and bowing inward. Honoring this space, honoring your time, honoring your body and your spirit. And then on your next breath, sweep those arms all the way up overhead. It'll be your right hand comes down to the earth or a block maybe if the ground's far away, and then just tip over and up. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale one more time. And go at the pace of your own breath. This time we come over. Hold the side bend. So maybe your shoulder doesn't like that position. Take the arm out of the equation, soften it. Find your gaze. You might look down or up. Good. One more big breath. Kind of go over a little deeper. Anchor that opposite hip. And now on your exhale, roll that arm across your body. And then maybe you walk that back hand up. Press back into the hips. Lead with your heart. And then fold. So you're kind of diagonal over your legs. Feeling the hips and your low back. Take another breath. Exhale. And now on your in-breath, lift that heart. Walk your hands more center. Maybe you cross the hands, uncross the hands, and then lift your heart. Exhale and fold. So wherever your fold is, you might be up much higher. Hands on blocks, stacked blocks. And wherever you are in your fold, just keep drawing the chest forward and open. Anchor back through your sitting bones. You could be here, come down. Drop your forehead and come back to your breath inside your body. Ujjayi breath. Ocean sounding breath. One more time. And then on your inhale, start to come back up, stacking your shoulders over your hips. Inhale, fingers skyward. Exhale, your left hand down to the earth. And then come into that side body opening with your breath. Find the rhythm of your breath, your heart. And try to get out of your mind space. One more big inhale. Exhale. And then this time lengthening up, coming in for that side body opening, and take it where you're comfortable. Honor your neck, your breath, rib cage opening on one side. Last big deep breath. And then roll your heart towards the earth as that arm reaches across your body. Walk that back hand up if you need to. Settle back into your seat. And on your exhale, just bow a little deeper. Feel it through the side waist. In breath. And out breath. One last time. In breath. And out breath. And then lifting your heart. Walking the hands forward, lengthen, and exhale to fold. And when you find moments of stillness in your practice, the mind starts to wander. Come back to your breath. Envision it as a wave coming in on the shore, crashing and then drawing away. One last breath in. And out. And on your inhale, all the way up. Fingers overhead. And this time, bring your hands behind you. So you can bring them right to the earth or blocks. And press those fingers down. Lift your heart space. Wrap your shoulder blades deep behind your spine. You're spreading the collarbones. Keep drawing shoulders back and away from your ears. And your back is arching, but your belly's still drawn towards your low back. One last breath. Really let the chest open, your heart shine. And this time filling up with breath. As you exhale and start to release, bring right arm over left. Just bow inward, a little hug on yourself. We all know we could use it. So just imagine your favorite person wrapping their arms around you, hugging, holding. And breathe into the width of your upper back. Feel it in your hands. One more breath. Exhale deeply. And then on your in-breath, lift your chin, lift your elbows a little if you can, and maybe you float your hands up into eagle arms. Some of us wrap, some of us don't. You can stay here and exhale and bow. And 2 more breaths. Ujjayi breath. Inhale all the way back. Undo those arms. Place them behind you. One more time. Lift from the heart. Exhale deeply. 2 more of those. Just widen this space, open the lungs. It's important to keep your breath healthy, your immunity strong. One more time. And now this time as you fill up, use your exhale, bring left arm over right. Come into that hug. Just kind of settle in, drop the chin, release the neck, shoulders, any movement. Notice how your breath reaches the back of your body. We tend to think of ourselves in one dimension, that front plane of our body. So feel your breath expanding in the back side of your lungs, the width of your lungs. And take that hug. And on your next in-breath, let your elbows rise, possibly, and hands float up, maybe eagle arms. Big breath, and bow with the pose if you want to. Stretching the upper back, shoulders and arms. We're carrying a lot of tension these days, so release through the neck and shoulders. Take any of these movements throughout your day, even if it's for 1 or 2 breaths. And let your in-breath bring you all the way back up, and release your hands all the way to the earth. And then just feel the floor, the ground, whatever you have there. If you can't touch it, bring the blocks, and just feel that sensation of coming back to yourself, to your space. And then when you're ready, we'll transition over onto our hands and knees. We're going to find a tabletop position. If your knees are uncomfortable, use your blanket, pad them. And then we're just going to press back. Take wide knees if it's comfortable into a child's pose. And bring in a block for your forehead. Let your arms rest comfortably. And just feel that sort of letting go. This is a very safe space to come to. It can feel really good at this time. Just kind of coming into yourself. And once you're here, rolling your forehead side to side, whether you're on the ground or on your block, and just feeling the neck as you roll side to side. And then pausing on your forehead, we're going to lift up through the chest and come all the way down onto the belly. And check in with each leg as if you took a little walk with each leg, pressing the belt line down, your hands outside of your body. Draw the hands back and elbows in tight. Your forehead can rest. This is a nice adjustment here. Rest your forehead on the block. Tuck those wings in, so to speak. Ground all the toes down. And now on your in-breath, lift your forehead. And exhale, release. A couple of those. Maybe you don't lift very high at all. One more time. Lift. And lower. And then remove that block. We're going to come into the feet, pressing the belt line down. You're going to inhale as your forehead's resting. I'm just turning so you can hear my voice. You're going to inhale the feet up and then exhale the feet down. Notice this sensation here. Feet up on your in-breath, feet down on your out-breath. One more time like that. Feet up and feet down. And then just rest your arms, rock your hips, maybe place your head to a side. And then come back to center with your forehead. Bring your hands in. We're going to bring those 2 pieces together. We're going to lift the heart. Gentle cobra. Exhale and lower. Tap that forehead down. Lift the feet up on an in-breath. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. One more time, kind of rocking on your front body. Down and up. And then relax. Turn your head to the other side this time. And just take a little rest. Release through the hips. And then just find pause. Come back to your breath. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel your heart beating. And be grateful. And then coming back, hands outside that rib cage. Tuck your toes. Press up onto your knees. We're going to bring the hands forward. So your hips are staying high, bowing your heart towards the earth in a puppy pose. And then lifting into the hands, walking the hands under the shoulders. We're going to exhale and round into a cat. And then on your in-breath, turning the pelvis first, bringing your heart space forward into your cow. Maybe just two more kind of flows with that. Rounding, arching, and then inhaling, gazing forward, shoulders draw back. Last time through, up from the earth, and then bringing the heart through the gateway of your arms, so to speak. And this time, as you start to round, tuck your toes, lift those knees, and press your weight back towards your legs, towards your heels, heels towards the earth in your downward facing dog. So puppy is a great modification when we come to that pose, and resting in child pose at any time. So listen into that. Downward facing dog. Just gonna get rid of this. Few deep breaths. So in your down dog, maybe you pedal your heels, rock your hips, wake up the backs of the legs, shake your head, shake your hair, wrap those outer arms in. Bend your knees if you need to. If your heels are way up from the ground, bend those knees, press back. And when you inhale, walk your feet up towards the top edge of your mat or whatever you're on, and then fold deeply. And then just hang, maybe hold opposite elbow. Release. So we're going to come up into a flat back, halfway lift. So slide your hands on the shins, the thighs, and then lengthen out over the floor beneath you. Exhale and fold. One more time, halfway up and all the way down. And this time rising on your in-breath. And exhale to your heart space. So find your mountain pose, standing right at the top of your mat. Grounding yourself through your heels. Feel the energy rise all the way up the legs, all the way up into the arms. And then sweep those hands back towards your heart space. We're going to do a different little flow, connecting flow this morning. I will turn and face the other direction. So just feeling twists in the body, opening the heart. We'll move a little bit differently. So from your mountain pose, in breath, all the way up. On your exhale, we're going to twist to the right. So arms can float or they can wrap. And then in breath, all the way back up. Exhale, twist to the left. And inhale, fingers skyward. On your exhale, cactus arms. Lift the back side of your heart all the way up. And then inhale up. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift and release. We're going to step right foot back. Runner's lunge or high lunge. Make sure you're wide enough in your stance, and you can always drop that right knee if you need to. Blocks are your friends here under your hands, bringing up the ground to you. We're just going to pulse back and forth, feel the feet, feel the legs, straightening front leg, and then bending front leg. Back and forth, mindful of this knee as it hinges, it lands on top of the heel and ankle. And just flow with that breath. Inhale, length. And then exhale. This might be a bit of a bow as you come in. One more time, forward and back. Just feeling the legs, the hips, the feet. And then when you come forward, hands off those blocks if you've used them. We're going to step front, foot back, downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift those heels. We're going to roll forward into plank. Maybe you modify on your knees. Hinge elbows back as you lower your heart between your hands. And then find that front lift in your cobra. We're going to roll it down. Tap that forehead. Lift the feet. And then drop the feet. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, you're kind of rolling, rocking on your front body. Feet come up. Feet go down, heart lifts. One last time. And then all the way down. Find that moment of pause. Turn your head to the right. Rock the hips. Notice the rhythm of your heart here. And then on your in-breath, come back. Tuck the toes through plank or your knees and find down dog, or maybe you pause in puppy. Any of those spaces. And shake it out. One more breath. So we're going to bring right foot forward, and you can do it from here, from down dog, or come to table. Bring right foot forward. Runner's lunge on the other side. So create that width between your feet, and then back and forth with your breath. Nice and slow. Your pace might be entirely different from mine. Honor that. Honor your breath. The full inhale. The full exhale. Forward and back. Just connecting your physical body with your breath and with your spirit. Yoga to yoke, union. Bring it all together. And one more time, straightening through front leg. And then as you bend that knee, keep the chest broad and open. Connect with your low belly. Step back, foot forward. Halfway lift on your in-breath. Exhale to fold. And then all the way back up skyward. And exhale to your heart. Standing mountain pose. Maybe bring your lotus mudra back, your pinky, your thumb. And feel yourself grounded to the earth, rising to the sun. And we'll begin again on your next breath. Inhale up. We're going to go left this time. Twist. And then rise. Exhale, twist right. And then up on the in-breath. Cactus arms like you're pulling a bar down, lifting the heart space, and then pressing that bar back up. Exhale and fold. Halfway up. And all the way down. We're going to step left foot back. And we're going to bring the knee to the ground. So whatever you need, take care of that knee. And then make sure you're comfortable through your front foot, your back foot, and coming up. And feel free to stay here. Whatever you need this morning. Every day is unique. So rising through the arms, draw the shoulders back into the sockets a little bit. And imagine just lifting the pit of your belly, lifting your heart, wrapping your shoulders back. We're going to take the right thumb and put it in the right hip crease. And there's that side bend that we had seated. Maybe a few pulses over. Inhale up. This makes you, uncomfortable with your balance. Just move slow. Maybe you don't tip as deep. And then if you come in, if you want to go deeper, you can release the hand. Find your gaze changing. This right shoulder, pull it back and away from your ear. Open it up. Feel the rib cage on the left side. Expand and fill. One more breath. And now from here, as you come up a little bit, we're going to reach across the body like we did earlier and kind of bow inside. Both hands come inside your front foot. We're going to widen front foot, coming into a lizard pose. So in this shape, blocks under the hands can be really helpful. Lizard has many variations, and we're going to stay with sort of a proud lizard, open through the chest, shoulders back. If you want to roll out on the edge of the foot, looking to the right, and then drawing back in, pull the belly towards your back, and then rolling open, coming back, rolling open, and coming back. And one more time, roll it open. Feel free to stay here a couple breaths. If that's not comfortable, take it back. We'll all come back here in another breath or two. So a real proud lizard. Start to draw right knee back in. Broaden the collarbones. Press into that back leg. Maybe lift the left knee from the floor. Last deep breath. And then soften the knee down if you lifted it. Walk the foot in a little tighter again. And release your hands. Frame your front foot. Pop up your back knee. Step back. Downward facing dog. We're going to flow. Feel free to opt out of the flow if you want to. We're going to lift the heels forward to your plank. And then lowering. Just one time, rocking on the front body. Heart lifts. And then as you come down, forehead taps, heels rise. Keep the shoulders back. And then legs land. Inhale up and back, however you want to get there. Downward facing dog. Puppy, child's. We're going to bring left leg forward. So if doing it from down dog doesn't work in your body, come to table. Left leg forward. So here we are, same pose as other side. Take care of that knee on the earth. So we have a low lunge. Stack the shoulders over the hips. And then arms come into the pose if it's comfortable. Lengthening breath. And then a settling breath. Left thumb to the left hip as you tip over and up. Over and up. Over. Inhaling up. And now come into that side body opening or a crescent shape on this side. Find your gaze. Find your posture, your pose. But come back to breath first. Let that be the star. If you can't breathe smoothly in and fully out, soften your shape. Come out of it a little bit. And one more big breath. And now from here, this top arm reaches across the mat. As you bow, heart down towards the earth, left hand comes inside. Here's that lizard pose on the other side. So widen the stance through the foot if you need to. And pull the heart forward. Long neck. Lizard. Think of yourself as a And a little lizard sunning on a rock this morning. Take height if you need to, and then we're going to flow. Roll that inner left thigh out. You might roll on the edge of your foot, and then come back. A little roll, come back. And then last time, maybe hold. It's a little bit of a twist. So don't hang out in the pose. If you're a flexible person, engage the muscles. One more breath. And then we'll all come back, planting the left foot. Proud lizard. Shoulders towards the back of your mat or towards your back foot. Belly lifting from the earth. If you want to try to float the right knee, that's more intense, a little deeper. Listen. Notice. And then softly land that foot. Walk your left foot in, frame it again, come off your support. This time the back leg's coming forward, which isn't always easy to do. Maybe step it up a few times. Come all the way up. Find your fold. Halfway lift. And exhale to release. So let's pause in this fold. And holding opposite elbow maybe. If your arms have that capacity to bring your head as if you were framing your head back and forth. If that isn't there in your body, you might hold a strap. Soft legs, bend your knees a good bit. Rib cage, kind of sandwiched between your chest and your thighs. And then release your hands. Find your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And then come all the way back up. Reach in for that sun. Exhale, bring it into your heart. And then just pause. Come back to your lotus mudra, maybe. Again, feel your blood moving, your heart pumping. Come back to those simple things. Seaming your hands together. Start to add on. Top of your mat, palms together. Big breath all the way up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, palms overhead. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, rise. Exhale, there's that cactus arms. And then press it up. Hinge and fold all the way down. Halfway up on your in-breath. And exhale to release. We're going to step right foot back. We're going to come into a warrior one stance. So spread out those feet, east and west on your mat. Back heel drops. Lunge into the front leg. So you have a bent left knee, a straighter right leg. Your hips are more forward facing. Make sure you're comfortable here. You're not forcing this to happen. Create some space. Walk that foot wider or more forward with the toes. And then come into your lunge. So you have a strong effort through your right heel, the ball of left foot. You feel both legs working evenly. Now open up your heart. Shoulder blades, your wings, bring them inside your back. And from here, take a deep breath. We're going to flow with our arms. Exhale to the earth. Inhale forward. And then wrapping under. We started with this. In breath. And out breath. Inhale. And exhale. And just keep going. Your own space, your own rhythm. Maybe your arms come up with something a little different. Inhale. And exhale. In breath, which seems weird when we round. And then bring it into your heart and pause. Lotus Mudra. Dig into the legs a little bit. Squeeze that right thigh up from the earth. Breathe. One more breath. And as you exhale to release, bring your hands to your hips. You're going to step back leg up a little bit. Maybe turn your toes more forward. We're going to come into a big runner stretch here. Parsvottanasana. In breath. And then exhale. Hinge until you can't comfortably support this. If you keep going and you're wobbly, just pause. Feel your hips. Take a deep breath. You can support yourself, hand on the thigh. And then when you're ready, bring it deeper. Hands come to blocks. Any height. Your block has many heights. You can stack blocks on top of blocks. That sort of thing. So wherever you are, feel your body get longer out over that toe. Press back into right heel. And what about this left hip? Does it feel better if it rolls to the left a little more? Create a little more space in your body. Or maybe you tuck it under you a little. Squeeze that right leg up from the earth. And you can bow into the shape if it's comfortable. Those of you wanting more, track your hands back. You're kind of clawing, hinging the elbows. So be mindful of this stretch, deep stretch here. Don't overdo it. Soft bend in that knee. And then wherever you are, just let it all roll off of you. This pose to me is a real letting go. Whatever you're carrying on these shoulders, just drop it, let it go. Ujjayi breath, deep breath in through the nose. Connect it out of the nose. One last time. We're going to take this pose and bring it into a standing balance, a little standing split. You start to bend left knee, come out of right leg. Maybe big toe stays as a kickstand. You start to lift that leg. It might be parallel to the earth. Keep your hands close to your feet. Use your blocks. Some of you might lift that leg higher, drop the heart. Some of you might take it into more of a balance. Play, have fun, challenge yourself. Float. Challenge. It's all good. Use that kickstand. One more breath wherever you are. If you're up really high, start to control your descent. Feel your belly towards your back, your left knee bends, and then right foot goes way back. We're going to come all the way in, side lunge to the back of the room. And then pause. Hold this side lunge. Bring the heart forward. You could be on that heel. And then we're going to continue to turn towards this foot. Create runner's lunge. Left hand on the earth, maybe left knee comes down. And then right arm comes up. And then reach it. Open it. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And this time bring it up. Hold your twist. So go broad across the chest. Soften it. Any of those options. One last big breath. And then swim it down. Inside the feet. Transition nice and slow motion through the center. Frame that front foot. Step back. Downward facing dog. And take a breath or two. And again, it's your option to flow. Pause, do something that feels, good on your own. You can rock forward, lower. We're going to roll the chest up And then lower it down, all the way down to the forehead. Keep the shoulder blades deep in your back. Lift the feet. And then exhale everything down. Bring your gaze to the left. So these shoulders, they always pop up. Allow them to release. One more resting breath. Sigh it out maybe. And then gather back up. Find your way up and back. Down dog. Breath in. And breath out. And on your inhale, walk those feet all the way up. Halfway lift. And exhale to fold. And skyward on your in-breath. And exhale to your heart. Find that lotus. Just take one cycle of breath. One more side to do. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, fingertips towards the sun. And then exhale, twist right. Inhale, skyward. And then exhale all the way down, earth touch. Halfway up. Hinge and fold. Left foot goes back. So we're coming up for a warrior one pose. Maybe you walk it up. Bring it on up. And oftentimes these arms in these poses, we crowd the chest and the ears and open it up. However you need to do it. Thumbs draw back. Left heel digging in, the ball of right foot. You kind of feel this even effort between those legs. So take care of the hips and the low back. Create the stance that works best for you to face forward. A couple deep breaths. We're going to come into that flow with our arms. Inhale, fingers, arms, lengthen. Exhale. In breath, tummy towards your back. And then roll those fingers. Inhale. And exhale. In breath. And out breath. Just ride through it. Think of the waves in the ocean. Pulse of your breath. Up. And down, and forward, and back. One last time. And then find your lotus over your heart, right under your chin. Strong but steady. Graceful. Hands to your hips. Create your pyramid pose, some people call it. Back toes might come more forward. Lift from your heart. And then exhale and hinge. Feel this right hip. Pull it back a little bit. Find where you need to be. Don't go too deep. Stay higher. Be mindful of the sensation here, here. And if you're going deeper, flat back, hands come to the blocks, come to the earth. And then play with this hip. Sometimes, the cues we give don't fit your body. What happens if there's a little space there? The hip goes out a little or tucks in a little. What's better? Press evenly through the front foot, evenly into back foot. Maybe you bow. Other options. So watch for that hardening, straightening, locking. Find the softness. And always your breath. And last last little bit, we'll think about coming into a balance. Your hands transition to frame that foot, soft bend in your front knee. And just start to come out gently, little by little. Don't be in a rush. It's a process. It's a journey. Foot comes up possibly, head goes down maybe. And take it where you want to go, where you want to play. More balance. Maybe you stay lower, safer in your body. Or you've got some stuff to burn up, get it out. Just play, have fun. And then start to think about bringing your left toes to the ground behind you. Bend your front knee. Drop it back. Front hand comes in. Turn nice and slow. Side lunge. You're going to hold it for a few breaths. So this leg, the tendency is it locks a lot. So watch for that. Keep the engagement of your leg muscles. Belly towards your low back, heart forward. And then we're going to walk and frame the front foot so it becomes a runner's lunge. Widen out that back foot. Right hand on the earth. Left hand to the sky. And then reach. Pull the belly up. Feel the rib. And then open. Reach. Open. You can soften it. Reach. And then hold it open. So try not to dump into that hand. Rise up. Open. Collarbone to collarbone. Shoulder to shoulder. Spin your heart towards the sun. One last breath. And then roll the hand down. Bring it back inside the leg. Turn. And this time I'm going to spin around. So you don't have to stare at my backside. Wide-legged forward fold. Your toes might be turning in a little bit for some of us, or feet parallel. Stay with that flat back. Or come all the way down. If you have heaviness in your head or low blood pressure, you'll stay a little higher, even. If you want to dig deeper, bringing the crown of the head towards the ground, even if it isn't remotely near there. If you're way up here, drop the head. Let the head go. And shake it out. Find the strength from your foundation, your feet, your inner legs. One more breath and then lift your heart. And then start to transition. So hinge, bend the knees, turn on the feet. Come forward, step back, downward facing dog. So from here or table pose, either of those places. We're going to open the hip a little bit. Right leg rises. Keep pressing your weight back. Bend that knee. And then squeeze your left glute and roll that hip under you to open the inner right thigh. Press evenly into the hands. Maybe you look under. Check your armpit. How's your deodorant holding up? And then come back. And walk your hands back. Claw the mat. Release the fingers and wrists. Shake them out. Roll them out. Halfway up. And then all the way down. And walk back out. Plant your hands where you would for your down dog. Press your weight back. Left leg rises. Bend the knee. Open the hip. Use this side. Squeeze it. Bring that inner left thigh up. Left foot over. Check out this arm. And then bring it back. And this time find your knees. Hands come forward and maybe even wider as you bow into your puppy pose. So this pose is a really good release for that mid upper back space. So drop your heart, let your heart really melt towards the earth. Wrap those outer arms down. Some of you pull the chin through. And be mindful. Is your jaw soft when you do this? And then we'll inhale all the way up. Ripple that spine. Bring your heart forward. And we're going to take the arms really wide. And you're on your pads of your fingers, your hands. Maybe your toes separate a little bit. Anchor the pelvis. Roll the shoulders away from your ears. Inhale up. We're going to roll left shoulder down as you look right. Take an extra breath. And then as you exhale, bow, roll through to the other side. Your right shoulder dips. Look into the left. Take an extra breath. And then roll through center. And then pause center. Engage the upper back. Engage the toes on the earth. Lift your heart. Breathe. One more breath. And then all the way down. Make pillows with your hands. Rest your forehead. And if you want to turn your toes out on either side, your inner ankles coming to the ground, a crocodile. So for some of us, the legs don't spiral that way easy. You got to go wide and bend the knees a lot. Others, it's easy to bring those inner ankles to the ground. So wherever you fall into that category, inner ankles to the ground, shoulders to the earth. And start to walk your legs back in line. Some of you like to pick the feet up and do that little windshield wiper kind of movement. Just be mindful of your low back. And then long legs. Hands come by your side. Press up. And either a puppy, or you can come right back to your child's pose. Walking your way back. And slowly start to rise through the crown of your head. Hero's pose, just to, you're going to sweep your legs out and bring them in front of you so you might be long on your mat still. And from here, inhale your arms up and exhale into a fold. So again, nice and slow. Plant your hands on your blocks, either side of those legs. Take a few breaths to come in to your fold. Let it develop in your body. You might start to drop the forehead. If your legs are very flexible, be mindful of there's no space behind those knees. Engage the legs, pop them up. Sometimes something like this can be helpful. So breathe in that fold, wherever you are, high or low or somewhere in between. It's exactly where you're supposed to be. And let go of trying to pull and dig deeper. One more big breath. And then we're going to draw back. Hands right under your shoulders behind you. Some people like to frame their fingers around the edges of your blocks. It gives a little height and a little more comfort to the wrist. We're going to go into a reversed plank. And the modification is a reverse table. So tuck those wings in behind your heart space. Press into the feet, lift the hips, press into the hands. This is a really good opener for the shoulders. The head drops, you don't let it fall. It's controlled. Underside of your chin is lifted. Wiggle the jaw maybe, keep squeezing the glutes up, pressing into the big toe of each foot. And then on your exhale, bring it down. Release your wrists. We're going to come back one more time if you want to go a little deeper. You can come into the reversed plank. Otherwise, walk your feet in under your knees. So open the chest, engage the upper back. Lift, you're on the heels. And then maybe you press your toes towards the floor and keep lifting from behind the heart, evenly into both hands. Feel the whole foot. It's a lot of work. And then roll off the toes. Drop your seat. Lift and roll out those wrists. Shake them out. We're going to come down onto your backs. And walk the arms under you. Heels are under those knees. We're going to come into some rolling bridges. If you'd rather hold your bridge, you can just bring your block under your sacrum or stack an extra block. So imagine these shoulders just pressing down. You feel the heart expand before you lift the hips off the earth. So when you're ready, pressing into the feet, squeezing the legs towards each other a little bit. Outer arms roll in. And then on your exhale, one vertebra at a time, spine comes back down. Let that little arch appear again in your back. And then if you want to bring your hands into it, arms into it, only if you're comfortable. There's a lot of weight on your head when you do that. Keep the arms alongside your body. So it's an in-breath up. And an exhale. And one more time, and then if you want to hold your bridge, you can stay here with your arms overhead or bring them back. Slide your block in and rest, supported bridge. Bring your hands together. Walk your outer arms under you more. And really lift from beneath you. This is a great inverted back bend. Very cleansing for your brain. Wash it out. Feel the inner knees kind of drawing together as if you were squeezing a block between your legs. Last little bit. And if your arms are tucked deep, if you're bound with your hands, release, walk them out. And then everybody bring your upper back to the earth, slide that block out. Soles of your feet together. Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. So a quick way to hold the legs if you don't want to grab the blocks, make little fists and just stuff them. Hips and thighs join and just give a little space there if you need that support for the legs. Wiggle your jaw. Notice if you tense in this pose, know that you're safe. And then release your support. Draw your knees in. And one last little hug onto yourself. And then bring yourself all the way down for your Shavasana. So long on the mat. If you need any little lift, if you feel that this part of your body doesn't anchor down, bring a little height under the back of your head. Maybe a little bit more if you needed it. Roll the feet out, the hands out. And As you continue to lay just a few breaths there, it's always important to find those few minutes of stillness after your practice, whether you're doing yoga, meditating, exercising, anything. You come into some stillness. And as you lay, I'm going to read this poem by Esther Emmanuel. Today, for a moment, just for a moment, I shall allow myself to dissolve into the space that holds me in the palms of its hands, and I shall let go of everything completely. I shall let go of all my worries, and I shall let go of all of my cares, and in doing so, just settle into the stillness. Nothing to do, nothing to be, just letting go completely and resting in the stillness. And in time, I shall begin to feel the stillness as it begins to rise and expand within me. And with that, I shall be at peace. I shall be at peace with myself. I shall be at peace with the world. And I shall rest in this peace just till all is well. And in time, I shall begin to be aware of the goodness that exists at the core of this experience. And I shall hold on to it, holding on to the goodness, feeling at one with the stillness and imbued with peace. I shall be ready. I shall be ready to begin the day ahead, just as I would a brand new day. Thank you all for practicing with me this morning, with us at All That Matters. Peace, love, all good things. Namaste.
Got a lot of folks saying hi to you, Toby, Tara,
Hi, folks.
Amy, Jen Thomas, Colleen, Mary Jane, Mel, Julia, Rachel, lots of thank yous.
Thank you, thank you. I miss everyone.
All right. Come on. We're trying to stop. We might just keep going.
I can dance.
Yeah, let's do it. Lots of hearts. Oh,
Yay.
why won't this finish? I just have to shut it down. Here's a wall.
Shut her down.
Okay, let's. Facebook wants us to stay on, so if anyone's still out there, I'm only kidding, I'm not saying, but it won't let me finish, so we're having some fun here, but getting lots of thank yous, Toby. Great class. So I'm trying to just basically shut this down.
That's weird.
So weird. Okay. Thinking if I just shut the.
Anymore, is it?
It says it's live, but we're dropping down, so I'm trying, but look, it just won't let me do this. So I'm thinking if I just shut the phone down, like shut it off. How the heck do you do that? Right here. Right? Mm-mm. For the 4 people that are watching us, sorry that you're seeing a little behind the scenes, but now we're trying to just shut this phone off.